got a hockey game going on here.
Absolutely.
You always like to be winning, but it's okay when you're tied 3-3 as well.
Well,
it's not losing.
No, it's not losing. That's for sure.
Proof too that everybody's favorite line is out there. You got Lavinius, Jostling, and McGregor.
Yes.
And it shows out there. Jacob Perreault in there with a goal.
100%. Yeah.
Another guy,
well.
we're going to be talking about him a lot this season.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I think Perreault, again, he was great in camp. He's had a good start to the season. There's a reason he's a first-round pick. I think he was a good choice.
And McGregor and Lavinius in there with a goal too.
And you know what? These guys are been consistent leaders with us for a couple of years, and I think. I can't see us not talking about them a lot this season. So,
there's a lot on this team to talk about.
And with Ryan McGregor,
yet or not.
Absolutely. And with Ryan McGregor, he got the C on his jersey. This guy's been a consistent player for us, and I like his style of hockey. He's a smart hockey player, and I like that. So
he does come to play, and he certainly earned that C on his sweater.
100%. Right? I agree.
He's got a lot of respect from the players out there, and that's a big part of leading the way. We do have to make a special mention. It's only fair to the Kitchener Rangers. Ricard Hug in there.
Ricard Hug with a hat trick, yeah. And you know what? He's been around for a bit, and he like every other team in the league. You're going to have a couple of guys that. Once some of the overagers go in the early part of the season, are going to have some good time. Ricard Hug, he's a gritty player, and he goes out and tries real hard every time, and he's got a good sense about where to be. And we saw him really capitalize on a lot of opportunities for Kitchener so far.
Well, and you said it pre-show here. We talked about how the Sarnia Sting are going to have to come out strong against the Kitchener Rangers.
Yeah.
They know what they're up against.
Yeah.
I think they really showed that, even though in the first period we were down 1-0. There's a lot of aggression going on out there.
But we got down early, and you know what? I think it was because they didn't come out as strong on the forecheck as I was kind of hoping they would. But right after that, the forecheck kind of kicked in, and this is a real revelation for this team this year is that forecheck has been killer and deadly effective against a lot of these more aggressive teams. Like we're showing that we can get to that puck, and we're pushing guys off it and keeping them off of it, and that forecheck ability when we have it on now. You can't use it all the time because it
might catch
takes
on.
But it takes a lot of energy to do that. You got to save some in a tank for later, right? So you can't constantly. But knowing when to use it, when to lay off a little bit, I'd like to see us get up another goal or two, and then
2 would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, because I say that. That's always good to have that insurance.
Oh, for sure.
But when you're playing
we gave
a
away
team,
3-1 lead the other night.
Well, it's not over, right? There's still 20. There's 3 periods,
absolutely.
20 more minutes of hockey.
Yeah.
And the conversation going on in the Sarnia Sting room has got to be something of focus right now because the time for error is over. There's no time left for that.
That's right.
I mean, there's never really a time for that, but at least at this point, you can't make it up now.
No, you know what, for sure. I mean, we still got to keep competing, all the way to the buzzer. So there is one more period of hockey to play, and we've got to stay on top of it. The forecheck works against this team, and the puck is holy bouncy puck, though. I mean, have you seen that?
Yeah,
it really is
everywhere.
My mind
to the
a lot
topic.
Of,
what I've seen out there too, Jay, is. It's almost like a bit of a tennis match out there where we're down here, then we're back. Like, neither team has taken off the gas pedal, so to speak, because they know both teams are strong. I think Kitchener may be a little surprised that the Sting coming out probably a little harder than normal, as we were used to seeing in
and
the first
I like
period.
those surprises. Let's keep surprising them like that.
Let's not make it a surprise. Let's make it an expectation.
100%. And you know what? And I want to say hats off to, we had a lot of talk about goaltending pregame, and we've talked a lot about it already this season. I think Ethan Langevin, he's put in a solid performance. He has stolen a few, but you can still see some of his youth coming through every now and again. There's been a couple that he maybe probably should have stopped, and just wasn't quite there in time, just didn't quite see the play develop. And, that'll come with time, I think, but I don't want to be too shy about saying, it's been a really good, strong performance so far.
Well, and you talk about being there, too. We really can say that. We just saw, before we went live here, one where wide open, nobody home, right? So there's still that part of the experience of the team.
You got to get the members bounce every now and again, right?
Well, sure, but I mean, there's a lot of predictability that goes on in this game. It's not just, okay, that puck's been passed over to that guy. What other... I don't want to compare it to driving a car, but you do have to be able to predict some things on the road sometimes.
Oh, for sure. And, and that's what I say, when we talk about aggressive players versus smart players, anybody can be an athlete if you train hard enough and stuff like that. But the guys who take it to the next level are the guys who see and can predict and forecast what's going to happen. And the further ahead you can forecast or predict or be, so that you can put yourself in the right positioning, those are smart players, and those are the guys that really make a difference in the game.
But that being said, well, we as fans, you as fans,
we see everything.
You can tell
I would totally
why weren't you there?
Why weren't you there? 100%.
How did you not see
How
that?
did you miss that?
Oh, come on. Yeah, well, I guess that's what makes it a hockey game, right? Or 100%. Any kind of sport. You got to have the fans. We talked about it earlier too, but I'll say it again. Decent crowd out here tonight for the start of the season. It's almost hard to get in. Dare I say we need cold weather. I got up today and I'm like, wow, I come out of the house with my suit on and I'm like, whoo, I couldn't wait to get into that cold arena. Beautiful.
And it's not even that cold in here.
It's not, right? So that sets a bit of an atmosphere, I think, sometimes too, for the fans.
Absolutely.
And, if it affects us, maybe it affects the team too. I don't know.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You know what? Absolutely. Hockey is a winter sport, and you kind of half expect it. You go into an ice rink, right? You expect it to be cold, and when you go outside and it's 43 degrees in the shade and raining, it's just doesn't quite. It's not quite the season yet, but we'll get there.
But
I'm sure we'll get there.
Canadian fans, and when I say Canadian fans, I don't mean
like Habs fans,
right? I don't mean that. We'll drink beer all year.
100%. Wow, fair enough.
Doesn't matter on the temperature.
Fair enough, baby.
Well, let's get back to talking about some more of the hockey game. One of the things I noticed out there too, Theo Calvis. Out there a lot, probably a little bit more than we saw last year.
Well, you know what, and again, I think the Sting have traditionally been really hard on defensemen and goalies. It always seems to be the weaker part of the game for us. We've had our fair share of sharpshooters come through, guys with real firepower on the front end, and we've certainly scored our fair share of goals. But, it's no secret that we've been hard on D. And I think, Theo, last season, Theo was, I probably beat up on him a little bit last year for some of his play.
I brought it up for a reason.
But but it's good. You know what? But I think, he's now, sort of the senior D-man for us. And he's put in some pretty consistent play, I have to say. It's nice to see him, sort of being engaged in the corners and having, getting that puck out of our end. That was another thing that used to really bug me last season, and for many seasons, is that when we collapse on ourselves in our own zone, and let the other team really drive to the net, we didn't seem to push back much, and we always struggled quite a bit to get the puck out of our own end. But you know what? Thanks to guys like Theo and some of our other guys in there, Mitch Elliott and a few others, and some of our forwards who are playing a much stronger defensive game these days. We have been moving it well out of our zone instead of letting the other team collapse in on our goal. So, I think Theo's come quite a ways so far this season. I think I'm impressed with his play, and I'd like to see him keep going for sure.
Right. If Jay Peckham's impressed, you're doing good. Speaking of fans, we've got a fan too. We're going to bring Peter. Come on over here, buddy.
There we go.
This is one of our biggest fans.
How's it going?
We're going to bring you in here. We are live this time.
Yes.
We're
So
live,
you want to say
baby.
hi to everybody out there?
Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, one and all. Go Sting, go. And John Tavares, eat your heart out. Go Leafs, go.
All right, and that's going to be it. All right, thanks, Peter. One of
Thanks,
our
Peter.
biggest fan. He's probably going to want a selfie picture. We do that every time.
Absolutely,
It's become a
100%.
tradition here now. All right. Well, it is 3-3. We're about just 4 minutes away from getting back into the action of the third period. Who knows at this point what's going to happen, but definitely the Sting got to push it on hard coming out here against a hard team, the
100%.
Kitchener Rangers. We didn't even really talk about the shot clock up there. Can you see that? Where is it?
It's not
It
there at the
it
moment. We got
disappeared.
the 50-50 up there.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
27.60 for the 50-50. That's going to be a nice payday for doing
Yeah,
this.
definitely. All right, well, we'll keep you posted throughout third period. Post-game, more than likely, not sure who we'll be talking to, but we'll be talking to somebody, so make sure you stick around for that. All right, for the show live on location, I'm David Burrows on behalf of the Video Show Network and my friend Jay Peckham.
Go Sting, go!
Talk to you soon.